Okay, hello everyone, good evening. So, I don't know, um, I just got a feeling to talk about spirit, my spirit animal. So, sometime last year I had a dream. I hope everything is clear because sometimes in the beginning there's a little bit of a lag. So, I'm just gonna just pause for a minute just in case there is a slight lag. Okay, so last year, I went through a lot of ups and downs in 2018. And, I'm still trying to work out some of the issues, kind of like going to 2019. But I'm hopeful that, I'm hopeful that certain things will turn out for the better. It's so funny because, like, a lot of things in my life, there've been a lot of ups and downs. I would call my life kind of like a roller coaster in the sense that like I have a lot of ups where like everything is so amazing, it's so great. Oh my God, like everything is just working out. And then I have other times where everything is like shoom, like in the total opposite direction. But I understand that that's the yin and yang of life, and everything can't be good every single day. You're gonna have days where certain things don't, work out in your favor. So let me see about this camera. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get a decent angle. I don't know. It's not working the way I wanted it to work today. Let me see. All right. So first, let's just talk about the makeup real quick. I tried this new color. I had it for a while, but I never really wear it out. And I think I'm gonna just, it's a little bit out of my box of colors when it comes to lip colors because I tend to stick with a lot of berry colors. So I use a lot of pinks and reds, variations of pinks and reds, and maybe I'll enhance it with different colors of glosses to kind of enhance the color in a different way. So this one, I was actually gonna wear something different, but anyway, long story with that. So this color matched a little bit better with what I originally wanted to wear. But instead, I said, you know what, it seems kind of like an earthy tone, but it comes on much brighter and it has a little bit of sparkle to it. It's not showing too much of a sparkle right now on the camera, but like if you look at the color in the like the actual close up. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but it's like little flecks of like glitter or shimmer inside the color. This is called Henny. This lip color I got from Black Opal. So if you have Black Opal in your area and you want the color in Henny, it's kind of like a copper color, more of a copperish color with kind of like some hints of um like I said, it's copper, so it has like hints of red, hints of some light notes of red, and some earthy undertone. And then on top, to give it a little bit of a glitter, I used this. I don't know if they still carry this because I got this on clearance. It was this is from CoverGirl. Sorry. Um, this color is from CoverGirl. So this color is very, very similar to this. So as you can see, like I just want to show you close up if you can see, like it's very, very close. And this also has more hints of red. So both of these are like a copper color. This one is CoverGirl Lip Slicks Smoochies. It's called Smoochies. So it comes on kind of like both of these are moisturizing. So this one comes on like a moisturizing balm. A lot of these pencils come on that way. And then you have the lip gloss that this is not like a sticky, it's not a sticky lip gloss. Actually, Maybelline has real, oh, I said Maybelline. Actually, okay, I mentioned Maybelline anyway, so I might as well just say what I was going to say. Maybelline has this brand called Baby Lips, and they make your lips so, so soft. And even though this is not part of it, I was thinking of that line. So anyway, just try it if you want to give it a try. And this one is what color is this? This is number 550. It's called Glisten Up. Let me just make sure. Yeah. So I'll just show you what it looks like on my hand. Hopefully you can see that there's like a glittery color. See, it has like a little bit of like a reddish kind of like a reddish tint. It's hard to explain because on the camera it's showing up kind of brown, but it comes on more with like a mix of reddish coppery color. It's a reddish coppery color up front. And the same thing with this. Let me just shake it up a little bit because sometimes the gloss like it separates from the color. So sometimes you have to shake these glosses up a little. See, it's kind of a similar thing. I don't know if you guys can see, but it's very, very close to. I don't want to waste it because I don't think I could get this color again. I'm gonna just deepen it up a little bit more, so you can see it has like, oh, you can see it a little bit better in this lighting. So yeah, it has like a shimmery kind of like copper finish. So I just put that on top, and that was pretty much it. Oh, S. Okay. Yeah, so I just wanted to show you that if you were interested in trying on the colors. And I don't know, this eye color that I have is also, I'm wearing two colors on my eyes. It's a mix between kind of like an orangey, like I would say like a burnt orange, and another, to me I would call it more of a burnt orange, and then the other one would be more like reddish, like a reddish copper. So in order to give it like a similar look to kind of like play off of my lip color, I mixed um I mixed this color right here and this lighter. This one is the one that comes more like a burnt orange, and this one has more of a reddish tone. So I just put the lighter one on first, and I put this on top, and on my upper brow area to brighten my eye I put more of the orangey tone. This is from Delancey. I think I showed people this before. I rarely use this palette, but because it has a lot of bold colors, this is good for going out, but not like for, I wouldn't wear it as a everyday color. So this is the palette. It's called Delancey Tender to Delancey's Tender Night palette. Okay, Tender Night. Okay, so let's get into my spirit animal. So I had a dream one time, sometime last year. I was going through it was very hard for me to make decisions. And one day I had a dream. I don't even dream that often. So when I had this dream about my spirit animal, I don't even know how I knew it to be my spirit animal, but I just knew. It's something that was more intuitive. So I mention this because you may have a dream where there's an animal, and it was kind of funny. Like I was underwater and I was with my spirit animal, and the water was just so still and it was so quiet. And I felt like almost like I was sitting on top of my spirit animal, but also I was one with my spirit animal. So it was almost like even though I can't communicate with him or her or communicate with this animal, I felt like we were connected and this animal knew exactly what I wanted. Let me get into that right now. I know I'm taking forever. I'm gonna get straight into it. So my spirit animal is the manta stingray. I know you're thinking, how is it that this animal, this is an unusual animal. A lot of people would think of cats, dogs, horses, lions, anything that's a mammal on land. But my spirit animal was an underwater creature. It's the manta stingray. And when I think of that animal, I can see a similarity between that animal and myself in terms of physically, in terms of that it's a strong animal, but it still has fluidity, it still has grace, it still has I don't know, it's just like even though it's a strong animal, it's a graceful animal. So the stingray, right? The stingray spirit animal navigates itself well despite its size and shape. I had a dream about it last year. Yeah, I had a dream about it last year, and I felt the connection in my dream. So I don't really dream often. So I realized I could feel, it was, I can't explain it. It's just something that I felt, and I knew that that was my spirit animal. So the information I'm going to read, I guess you could say I'm going to read it because I want you guys to get a full in-depth understanding of my spirit animal. I got this information on. I knew I was gonna write that down. Why I didn't write it down? It's psychic mediums website. And if you're interested in looking into what your spirit animal is, I'll actually, at the end of this video, I will put the website into the description. And if you think that you may have encountered your spirit animal in a dream, then that would be a great source, because I felt like a lot of the information that I collected from there really, really speaks to the person that I am. So, the stingray spirit animal navigates itself well despite its size and shape. The stingray symbolism teaches you to do the same and navigate the complicated emotional waters of your life so that you can come out as a winner. The meaning of the stingray can give you a good sense of direction, especially when you're feeling trapped in a situation and don't know which way to go. The stingray spirit animal symbolizes maneuverability, which means that there will be many different paths in life that I will need to take in order to be successful in my endeavors. It symbolizes sensitivity and the need to blend into your environment to create peace and harmony. It means that I don't always need to react to situations, because sometimes it's better to step back and not engage. Your stingray totem, right? You hear about these totem animals. Oh, remember that Disney movie? Oh, freak, I love that movie. Oh, you remember the movie? That's what inspired me. Actually, when I first knew about my spirit animal, that movie, it has to it's I can't remember the name of the movie, but it talks about this child that went into the afterlife, into death, to go and get a message, I believe, from his grandfather, and then he was able to come back with some messages about who he was and the expectations. Moana? I think so. Maybe that's it. He had a spirit animal with him. He met his spirit animal in the afterlife. It could be that Coco. Boom, that's it. That's the movie Coco. You guys should see that movie. All right, so thank you. So it symbolizes sensitivity and the need to blend into your environment to create peace and harmony. It means that I don't always need to react to situations, because sometimes it's better to step back and not engage. Yeah, it was definitely Coco, because I remember that. Definitely was that movie Coco. That's a good movie, by the way. Yeah. Your stingray totem reminds you to only be aggressive when threatened or provoked. You need to protect yourself to avoid conflicts. But when that fails, be prepared to defend yourself. So don't be so quick to do anything physical. First, use, whatever mental capability, your words, your persuasions before you can even don't do anything physical unless it calls for that. The meaning of the stingray also encourages you to practice restraint. Even if every fiber of your being tells you to engage, you have to learn to what choose your battles. Okay. Um, the stingray, the stingray's meaning in dreams represents your emotions and how you are trying to run away, ignore, or hide from them. You can only do so for a time, but they will keep resurfacing until you properly address them. So let me just talk about that part, about running away. So at my previous employment, we had to do kind of like some kind of an assessment, a personality assessment of what kind of manager you would be, right? In terms of a crisis situation, what would you be? A compromising person? Are you confrontational? Are you, they had like a list of different things. Those were the two I remembered, aside from my own, which I'm going to reveal to you right now, which was an avoidance personality. Because I kind of fell in between avoidance and compromise, but I was leading more to avoidance. And I noticed a lot in my life, I do try to avoid situations until I have no choice but to deal with it. So that really spoke, that spoke heavily to me when I read that line, and I realized that that's something that I'm gonna have to change and deal with. You can only do so for a time, but they keep resurfacing until you break the law. Okay, the meaning of the stingray also changes depending on its actions and movements in your dreams. So, if the stingray is calm, it's telling you to adapt the same calmness when dealing with stressful situations or problems in your life. So that answered my question, because I really worry about stuff a lot. And sometimes, like, after I'll talk it out and talk it out, but sometimes if it's something that I'm not dealing with, it still repeats itself in my mind. Like, I like harp on it and I think about it, and until I make a move and put some kind of action forward, it's gonna haunt me, and that's usually what happens. So I don't know. If the stingray is calm, it tells you to adapt the same calmness when dealing with stressful situations and problems in your life. So I've tried to be a little bit more calmer about that and be a little bit more action oriented. And I find that because of that, I'm able to remain calm. So if it is aggressive and wild, it signifies that you are overreacting to your emotions. You need to be careful in your approach so as not to create a ripple effect and damage whatever good and beautiful, whatever good and beautiful. I don't know why they, I guess I missed something here, I don't know. But I'm gonna just rephrase it. You need to be careful in your approach so not as to avoid creating a ripple effect and put yourself in a situation that's damaging when things are kind of going your way. So I'm in an unusual situation right now, and before I decided to take a risk on that situation, I felt like, what if I take this risk, and worried about it. In the end, it worked out for me. But there were a couple of times where I put myself in a situation where I would sabotage that good thing. So I can see where, you know, if my spirit animal starts to get out of sorts, I have to, because the spirit animal represents me. So that means that when I start getting agitated or out of my element, I need to really take a step back and reflect first, instead of being like, okay, I'm going to react instantly because I feel a certain way. Instead of doing that, I need to take that time to think and reflect and give a slow answer, as opposed to that immediate feeling, and just getting straight into the moment. It can ruin and destroy um anything good that could be going on, and or anything that's going right with my situation. Okay, so furthermore, now I'm going to talk about the positive traits of the stingray spirit animal, and this has to do with my personality. And for a lot of the stuff that it says is spot on. So let's get straight into that. When you share an affinity with the stingray, you are adventurous, creative, artistic, a humanitarian with a very generous heart, sincere, affectionate, and charming. You are funny, especially around friends that you are very close to. You are also quiet and reserved, but you show your fun and gregarious side. You can surprise everybody when you are in your element. You are a deep thinker with big dreams and ideas. You stand up for what you believe in, even if you spend most of your time lingering in the background or standing in the sidelines. And it's so funny that they say that, because I always used to fantasize about being a backup singer, and I never wanted to be a lead singer. I always wanted to be a backup singer. I'm like, why don't I want to be right there in the front? But I've always been kind of like a low key person. Even at work, I always want other people to be in the front, but then I'll be in the background, like really supporting the situation that's going on. I usually am that force in the background that makes everything run like smoothly and everything. But I kind of like do a dip and a dodge kind of. I can't explain it, but it's more like I'm just very low key. I'm not one of those people that really wants to be in the spotlight like that. Of course, I want to be seen, but I don't want to be right there, spotlight, everybody, focused on me. That's definitely, that comment right there definitely is true, where it says that, I'm a deep thinker and that, and I stand up. What was I supporting with that? What was I saying? Mm, anyway, you get the point. Even if you spend most of your time lingering in the background or standing in the sidelines, right? Okay, all right. So you like to sit back, observe, and plan your next steps. You like to consider your options and weigh the pros and cons before making a decision. That's absolutely true. You love stimulating conversation and bright ideas, and you love to share them with others. The last part, yes, I do, but not completely. It has to be, it depends on the person, how I value their thoughts. If I think that they're going to value the information, then sure, I want to share it, but I don't like to share information with everyone. This is just, I'm selective. You love stimulating conversation and bright ideas, and you love to share them with others. You are powerful and outspoken, and you are a natural in any social situation. That's a shocker because I think I'm pretty okay in social situations, but before the social situation comes around, I get very nervous and a little bit frazzled. But every time I get there, I seem to be just fine. I don't know how it works out. I have no control over that. Like I'm totally like a wreck before the social situation, and then when I'm in it, everything is just so smooth. It's unbelievable. Like I don't know how it works out, but it just does. All right. Anyway, you have a genuinely good heart. You are more interested in people and building relationships than acquiring wealth and success. I don't know. I guess so. Maybe. Negative traits of the stingray spirit animal. You have a rebellious streak in you. You can also be quiet, elusive, and sullen. You are emotionally fragile and unstable. This is because you shift moods at all times. That is so true. That last part where it says that I shift my mood at all times. Everything that I'm going to say here, I highlighted that on the paper to let everyone know that all these negative traits that they're listing is supported by that one statement where it says that shift in mood. Anytime like my mood shifts constantly, like right now I'll be mad off, I could be super mad to the max, and then when you talk to me like 20 minutes later, I'll have totally forgotten about that argument and I'm happy now. And then after I'm happy, then maybe something will happen and then I'll become sad for a little while. But I never really hold on to any heavy emotion. So that's why I have this like sporadic mood thing, because when I'm angry for that moment, I don't carry it on to like for the whole day or for the next day. Like there's gonna only be that rage for that particular moment, and then after that I'm done with it. So it also says you are not a fan of moderation. When you are left to your own devices, this can lead to unhealthy addictions. I've seen that. If I don't gain control, definitely I'll go through that. I'll go straight down the rabbit hole when it comes to certain things. You are also a loner and will go with what feels right to you, even if it's against the well-meaning advice of people who love you. You can be too intense when it comes to love, and you end up driving people away or putting pressure on your relationship. Fortunately, that last part hasn't happened as far as I can remember. I never like pushed anybody. Like I never pushed anybody to the point where they wanted to be out of a relationship with me if I was with them. Thank God. All right. Without realizing it, you like drama in your relationships. Sometimes you get into one not because you love someone, but because you like the feeling of being loved, wanted, or needed. So true. So true. But in the end, that's to my advantage because I rather the person like me more than I like them. And usually when it's like that, it's so much easier, so much smoother than if it's the other way around, because you're gonna be a total wreck if you love that person or care about that person more than they care about you. That's my number one rule. Like, I will not date anybody that I feel like my feelings towards them is intense, like more than their feeling towards me. Forget it. Once I feel it, I feel like, oh, I'm starting to get crazy, and I see how calm they look. I'm like, oh, this is not gonna work for me. So I just start stepping back from the situation. I want to see that they're really, really feeling me before I even think about even dating them. That has to be like the number one thing. Um, yeah. You don't respond well to rejection. Almost always you second guess yourself and other people. Not always. Like, I think now that I'm older, sir, that doesn't apply as much. That applied more to my younger years. Don't respond to rejection well. I think that's a part of life. Rejection is a part of life, so I kind of embrace it. Like, okay, well, that's going to happen sometimes, and you're gonna have people that, are gonna love you, and you're gonna have people that are gonna hate you, and I think that's a part of life, and I've kind of accepted that. So rejection does not really affect me that much. Second guessing myself. It depends when it comes to who I am, and I don't have too many doubts on that. I have more doubts about my capabilities, and through that, my not being sure about my capabilities, that's why I second guess myself. So I guess in that regard, yes. Second guessing other people, I just don't trust people completely. I mean, I guess that's where the second guessing comes in when it comes to other people. But truthfully, is like, you can't trust anyone 100%. So you would be stupid to give 100% of your trust to anyone, maybe your mother, but a random stranger out here, no. So in that case, yes. So in conclusion, right, um you can call on your spirit animal. I don't know how you do that, but they said in the article you can call on your spirit animal. But how do you call on your spirit animal? I don't is that your intuition? Is your intuition your spirit animal speaking to you? Who knows? I don't know. That requires more research. But you are feeling lost and don't know which way to go. That's when these are the things that will indicate to you whether to reach out or conjure or whatever your spirit animal. Trust in what you believe is right and good, because this will guide you. Do what makes you happy, even if they scare you. You need a boost of confidence to function in a new environment. That's true, definitely. But I think that goes for a lot of people. When you have something that you want, go for it and let your instincts guide you. Things have a way of working out when you put your whole heart and soul into it. When the stingray spirit animal appears to you, it's asking you to trust your inner guidance. I think that's the key line there. This will apply most likely to any spirit animal that is your any spirit animal. If you have your spirit animal is, of course, not may not be a stingray, it may be some other animal, but that line says it all, where it says, when you have something that you want, go for it and let your instincts guide you. Things have a way of working out when you put your whole heart and soul into it. I think that speaks volumes. When the stingray spirit animal appears to you, it's asking you to trust your inner guidance. Listen to your instincts because they will protect you. The meaning of the stingray encourages you to not be afraid. and to let go of things that limit your growth and improvement. Let me read that part again. To let this, your spirit animal, right, the stingray, is telling you to let go of things that limit your growth and improvement. Release unwanted emotions that prevent you from taking the path that has been laid out for you. Now is the time to get busy and work towards everything you have yourself, dreamed for yourself. Stop hesitating and have faith in your abilities that you will succeed. So that's everything that I read about my specific spirit animal. I wanted to give you the website, but I can't. It's a simple one, so I don't understand why I cannot remember that right off the bat. But it's I might have to get up. I may have to get up to get the information. Give me a moment. Oh no, I think I ripped up the information. I don't have it anymore. Oh no. Wait. Oh, here it is. So I know I'm not on camera, but um, it's called Trusted Psychic Mediums. Trusted Psychic Mediums. .com. So just make sure if you are interested in learning more about what your spirit animal is. I took forever to get this information on my own spirit animal, but I'm happy that I finally did, and it definitely clarifies a lot of things. I mean, in terms of the personality part, it just confirms more, like, oh yeah, this is who I am. This is what I've always been. Okay. Anything that, in terms of handling certain things, it has guided me somewhat into how I should deal with certain situations and what my shortcomings may be. But the message overall is to go for what I want. And, it seems like everything is kind of like just coming together, because I was talking to my best friend and we were talking about, you know, being a masseuse and, um, you know, my my interest in being in a holistic environment. And it's so funny because she was just like, you could be good with that, go for it, whatever. And I was like, oh, I don't know, and it wasn't that I didn't want to do it. I was just thinking about all the obstacles just to get to the point of doing something like that. And right after speaking to her, I don't know why I started thinking about the spirit animal business, but I remember I wanted to look into the spirit animal dream before, but I just didn't. And after speaking to her, I said, I don't know why this is coming to mind now. And it all is coming together. And I just look at this as just a sign. Sometimes people ignore these small signs because they think a dream doesn't even mean anything. But you know what? Some dreams don't mean anything. And when you have those dreams, those dreams that probably you just ate something before you went to bed and you just had like a crazy meaningless dream. And then there's some dreams that just stick with you and you remember the next day, and it comes back to your mind again and again. You're like, why did this dream or the memory of this dream come to mind, or what does it mean? And if something is inside telling you this means something, what does this mean? What should I do? So it causes you to go back and really look and see, I feel like there was a message here and I overlooked it. And because I overlooked the message, um thank God, like, I feel like I caught it in time, but some people don't catch these things in time. They overlook it, they push it aside. They may even have other things that hint towards the memory of that dream or some other things that come along. Hold on, I'm sorry. I'm about to wrap it up anyway. Do you have any questions, Hilda? Hilda, you still here? I see you in person. That was Hilda. All right. Hmm, I don't know if I should even go over there now. It's late as ever. Um, I wish I could say more because there's something in me that makes you feel like I should express more, but I don't know what it is. But I will tell you that definitely go on that website, research more. I'm gonna research more about my spirit animal. I don't know if your spirit animal is the animal that sticks with you for all of your life, or as you evolve in life, you end up with a different spirit animal as you evolve. But in the Coco movie, I believe like once he reached his mission to complete whatever task he was supposed to complete, after that his spirit animal left him. So I don't know how that goes, but I may do another video if I find out any more information about spirit animals. There's, a lot of people want to accept everything that they see with their eyes and accept everything they hear, but they don't want to trust their intuition. And there's something in that internal compass. Oh, I know what I was going to say before, was that a lot of times the answers are within, and a lot of people look outwardly to get the answer to a lot of their problems and questions. And sometimes you just need to quiet your mind, and the answer is truly within. But sometimes we hide from ourselves. We don't want to look within. We want somebody out here to tell us what we should and should not do, or tell us what they think what is good for our own lives. And then when they tell you that, and you look within yourself and you say to yourself, I know they said I should do XYZ, or I should, but something inside you tells you you don't want to do that, or that's not for you, or you don't want to do that. But you try to push through that feeling to try to accept whatever is said to you, when you know the answer is within. But everyone gets the same way. Like when you don't have certain resources, and maybe you feel like you don't have that much time, even though you have all the time in the world, probably, until you die. You have so much time. People get caught up in time. They get caught up on resources. But there are a lot of people. You've heard a lot of stories about people who don't have resources, and they feel like they don't have a lot of time. And then all of a sudden, because they just tried, and they did a little bit each day, or each time, like they just moved a little bit forward towards that goal. Before they knew it, they were there. So when I think about those stories, I say to myself, don't shortchange yourself. If you want it and you believe in the power that is within you, that power comes from a larger being, a stronger being that created everything in this world. You have to know that all you need to do is just want whatever it is that you want, and ask yourself, how can I get it? And do whatever it is within your power to reach that goal, whether it's personal or professional, spiritual, etc. Right? So just it's time in 2019. I know I say that a lot, but I find that this year there's something in me that says that there's going to be a shift. I never felt that feeling before. I never felt this feeling like there's a change, like a pivotal change that's going to happen. Something about this year, I don't know what it is, but something about this year tells me that You have to act on that act on that energy that's in you, that's telling you to move forward or move in a certain direction. And there's a level of urgency behind that. I don't know why I feel that is something is telling me that. And a lot of it is telling me to look within instead of without. Okay? So I don't know if you guys feel the same. If you feel the same, definitely make some comments and share that feeling, that intuition that you have within that tells you, hey, something, even though it's something unexplainable, I feel this force that's telling me that I should or shouldn't do something. So yeah, anyway, thank you so much for spending time with me. And please like, share, and subscribe. And over here, in the bell over there, you see right over here, right down there, yeah, that's the bell. Okay, so all I need you to do is click that bell to make sure that you'll see me again, because I'll have another video out and I don't want you to miss it. So the bell, please. Right, right down there. All right. Okay. Have a good night, and I hope that you learned something about spirit animals. Check out that website that I told you about. They had so many animals there, and I was so surprised that the stingray manta, like that's such an unusual animal that I could not believe that that would even be considered to even be a spirit animal. But it's kind of one of those things that you it's one of those things that you're shocked to see, but at the same time, you're not. All right. Okay. Have a good night. Bye.